We're bringing back the 80s. Hello, you guys. This is Jaron Balcazar from Jaron's Fragrances. I know it's late at night, but I felt I wanted to do another fragrance review, and I'll probably be doing 2 fragrance reviews 2 times a week or 1 time a week. So it depends on if I'm not busy or not. But hello, you guys. This is Jaron from Jaron's Fragrances, and I wanted to do a review on this classic that I have had for my collection, and then I got a second bottle of this. So I just want to tell you that Jesus loves you, and I am in Jesus' Lord Ministries. And if you need any prayer, just contact us. My mom has a YouTube, and I have a YouTube. And if you need any prayer, then contact us. But today I want to go bring back the 80s, go a little back to the 80s, bring back the 80s with this old fragrance right here. This fragrance has gotten a little love from the community. It haven't got any reviews. Maybe it's because of people starting to do a lot of other fragrances on Middle Eastern fragrances, which I'll be getting into that. I don't have none, but God's will, and I'll be getting into that. But today, this is what I have right here: Quorum 1982. And I have the notes, and I have some fragrances that smell similar to it. Now, this stuff, I'll tell you a story about it, like a 3-minute story about it. Is how did I get into this stuff? This stuff right here, how I got into it is back in 2017. I was watching a lot of fragrance reviews, and I wanted to get into the fragrance. I wanted to get into the fragrance community, and at that time, I wanted wanted to start a channel, but I think it wasn't in God's timing. So God wants me to do it now. But at that time, I was getting involved with like old school fragrances. Like I was watching reviewers, and there was this one particular reviewer, and I'm not going to say his name, but he talked about this fragrance right here, and he was talking about it was like one of the best fragrances ever. And I can definitely agree with him, because it's not as strong. Like yes, it is strong, but it has like a faint scent, but it still has great longevity, which I'll tell you about. But he was talking about it, and it took me time to get it until like 2020, because like I said, I was starting to get into fragrance collection, and I believe I got this fragrance on August 20 back in August 1st 2020, which I think I turned 20 that year, and I already graduated in 2019. But the first fragrances I got was One Man Show and this right here. This is what I got right here. And when it came in the mailbox, I got it, and I could smell this stuff. Smelled so good. I first sprayed on after I took a shower. This stuff smells so good, and I'm gonna tell you about this. And this is actually my second bottle. This is a 2024 bottle, but still, this is a great fragrance. And I'll show you the presentation and stuff. This is the box right here. Like, look at this box. Look at this box. I think I got something on it, but look at this box. This box is beautiful. You have quorum. You have quorum. You can touch the lettering, and you have EDT natural spray, and the size is 3.4 ounce, which this is the only size they give you. I think they have other sizes, but this is what they give you. And then you have your back ingredients, which I already have the notes on my computer because I can't see it. I can see it, but it's hard to kind of see this a little bit. But you have this nice golden things that golden letter right here that tells you what the ingredients of the fragrance and stuff. It says aquatic water, so, and it has like this nice green touch of it, and it has this line that goes towards you. It has like a lot of different lines. I believe in the 80s, a lot of fragrance companies liked the style, like the suits and stuff, and that's what they were trying to do. And I'm gonna open it like you have inside the brown box. Like, I like it, man. I can smell this. Definitely smell this. And you have the top EDT natural spray, same thing it is. And here's the bottle. This bottle, you probably already seen this on your dad's drawers, your grandpa's drawers. You probably seen it. This is an iconic bottle. Like, I like this bottle. This bottle is very unique. It's very decent. It's very professional. And what I could say is that this fragrance, it smells so good. It just smells so good. It's not as dense as other 80s fragrances, which I like fragrances like Coros. I have that fragrance. I probably would do a review on that. And then other fragrances like Hugo Boss No. 1, Aramis Tuscan Leather, which I have those right here in my collection. But this one smells similar to those, but for some reason this one has a uniqueness too. And there's even one particular fragrance that smells similar to it. So I'm gonna show you the bottle. Man, it smells so good. I'm gonna show you the bottle. This is the bottle right here. You have your Quorum EDT spray. They kept it like on the box instead of natural spray. And then you have your your what the size of the bottle, 3.4 ounce. You have this nice golden bottle. You have this nice brown cap, which I think the vintage ones have this right here. And then you have the batch code. The older ones, if you know, had the information on it. Instead of putting it on top, they had the information of the company. They like stashed it under here, so they wrote like the information on it. So this is the information. It shows you the website, the fragrance. It's made in London and that stuff. I think someone said this was made, the older ones was made in Spain, but this is made in London now. And I'll show you the cap, and this is the atomizer. Atomizer is pretty good. Okay, man, really good. The thing is, with the problem is with this atomizer is you have to spray it like closely to you. You have to spray it very close on your shirt or something, because if you spray it, if you spray it far, it might miss it. And I think they have other sizes too. I think I read someone said up in the UK they had a 1.7 ounce, but the only ounce that they have is the 3.4 ounce here in America. And I have a little juice right here, so man. Okay, I'll tell you the notes on it. That stuff. Okay, it says Quorum by Antonio Puig is a woody aromatic fragrance. Was launched in 1981. It was created by, I'm not going to say the perfume's names, but the top notes are artemisia, caraway, lemon, bergamot, grapefruit. I do get the grapefruit, pine tree. That pine tree sticks is the one thing that's very stick out to this fragrance. Sandalwood, patchouli, carnation, jasmine. I don't know what everyone's notes name. Oak moss. I do get a little oak moss, leather, tobacco, and amber. And here's the other notes. So this fragrance came out in the beginning of the 80s. This fragrance came out in the beginning of the 80s. I was watching reviews today, and there was this one particular reviewer. He was saying that this fragrance smells like the 70s, and it does smell like the 70s a lot, but it has that 80s vibe. And I'll tell you what I get out of this fragrance, the notes of it, and I'll tell you the rest of my opinions about this. When you first spray it on, I get that strong lemon. That lemon. A lot of fragrances from the 70s and 80s have that strong lemon. Like, it has that lemon. It's what sticks out when you first spray it on. I'm not going to spray anymore, but it has that. It just sticks out. And then I get that bergamot. Like, it's kind of like a little bit of a citrus fragrance, but not too much of a citrus fragrance, because citrus fragrances I didn't start coming out until like the 90s. This one right here came out in the 80s, so this was coming out when the 80s was starting. To me, this is a night. I was reading that it came out in 82 but 81, so in 80, like 81, 82, they were like releasing a lot of fragrances. So I'll get to but I do get the bergamot. And I get the grapefruit. I get the pine tree, and I get the sandalwood, and that stuff. And it says tobacco on here, but I don't get tobacco. When I wear this, I don't get that tobacco note. I don't know I don't know if the vintage version had tobacco, but I don't get it. I think, like I said, when they reformulated a lot of these fragrances, they took out like certain notes, like the oak moss, maybe the tobacco, and maybe the amber. I do get a little amber, but I think I don't smell that. I never smelled it when I wear it. And the jasmine, I do get that pine tree. But I'm gonna tell you like what fragrances this is similar to, and here they are. This one right here, Polo Green. Now this one right here is, I like this one, but I don't like it too much as the Quorum, because this one's like very harsh. This has like a harsh notes and stuff. This came out like probably like 6 years, like I think 4 years after Quorum. Like this came out like 4 years. 4 years before Quorum, because this came out in 78. So 78, you had Arizona Pour Homme, Karl Lagerfeld, which I have that in my collection. We'll do a review on it. And this one came out in that era, like Paco Rabanne, Pour Homme, Givenchy Gentleman. I can't remember what other fragrances. British Sterling, that's an aftershave. Canoe, it came out around those times when those fragrances were already out. And then Old Spice, of course. But this one right here is very harsh. For some reason, I don't wear this a lot because it's very harsh. I might do a review, get another bottle of it, and do a review on it. But it's not one of my favorites, but I do respect it because it's from the 70s and 80s. There's only like certain 80s fragrances that I like because of the notes and stuff. But this one right here, I think this is mostly like a winter fragrance, but you can pull this off. Like if you see, I pull it off in the summer. And here's these other two fragrances. They're from the house, from another house, iconic house, and that's of Aramis. Now these two have those green notes. They have those green notes. They have that density notes, and it reminds me of the quorum, which I do get green notes out of this more. This came out in 64, so 65 or 64. So it came out like years before the quorum and years before the polo green. The 60s was kind of like a unique era. So, but for some reason, this one is more softer and more nicer. I think it's been reformulated. So when it's been reformulated, fragrance has been reformulated, it means that it doesn't have that density, but still it has great longevity. I get about 23 hours out of this. So, and then the Aramis 900, which this is pretty good, but this one is more very beautiful. This one I believe has been discontinued, so I can't get another bottle of this, but it has that similarities of the quorum and stuff, so it's similar to that. And then this one right here, because for some reason this one came out in 1985, the late 80s. I have the last of it, but for some reason I get musk out of this right here, and like the same musk out of this, but for some musk out of this, because back in the 80s a lot of fragrances had musk, so I get musk out of this fragrance than any other. But for some reason it smells similar to Ted Lapidus. It smells similar to Ted Lapidus, which Lapidus has more kind of like a musky vibe, amber, like honey. This has honey. I think quorum does have honey, but mostly it got amber. So okay, these three last ones are similar to it. And I forgot about this one, Aramis Tuscan Leather. I'll be doing a review on this. This one right here has that lemon, has that bergamot. Like I get that citrusy vibe. But for some reason, this is more like a woodsy fragrance. It has like a wood fragrance. This is woody. Like the quorum, I get that wood. And a lot of people say these two fragrances from the 80s are similar to quorum, which I did do two reviews. The one of them is the first ever review that God blessed me to do, and the second one was a second review. Halston C14 1974 and Alfred Suncombe 1989. A lot of people said that it's similar to quorum, but I might need to start doing tests and probably wear these differently on different occasions and stuff and see these are similar. But I don't get that. I don't get that because, like I said, they're from, like, this came out in the 70s, 1974. This is 1982, and this is 89. So these three fragrances, they came out in different eras. But this is about quorum today. But I just wanted to tell you that it's people's been telling me that it's been similar to that and that stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but I think it's because of the lemon, because the fragrances has the lemon and stuff. And I think I can see the Halston maybe be similar to quorum because it has that greenness, which this right here, it doesn't have greenness to it because I read the notes on it. So it came out like when this came out when the musk fragrance movement was coming. So okay, and that stuff. But what do I get out of this fragrance, the rest of the fragrance? I do get a woody fragrance. Like I get a woody fragrance, like it's very woody. And now I'm getting like a fresh spiciness to it. When it dries down, you get like that fresh spiciness to it. And there's even other fragrances that's similar to, like One Man Show by Jack Bogart, which that fragrance is very green. I don't like that fragrance. I don't like it. It came out like 2 years before this, or 1 year before this, 1980, starting of the 80s. But for some reason, I don't like that fragrance. I can't take that fragrance. Like I had that, but I don't have it anymore. I used it all up. And the plans was, if I liked it both, I would get both. But for some reason, I preferred this over the One Man Show. But it's definitely, this right here is definitely a great fragrance. Not bashing One Man Show, but if you like One Man Show, those harsh fragrances that has the harsh notes, then yes. But this right here smells so good. And I already have worn this a lot because over the years, and I wore it today because I like this fragrance. I wore it after shower today for bed. But and that stuff. But I get that carnation. During the fragrance life and that stuff. I want to spray it a little more. I don't want to waste this. You have to wait to give time to alcohol blast. Okay, I do get that pine tree. When you first spray it, you get that pine tree. And I'm getting that carnation, that pine tree. So this fragrance does smell like the 70s. It does have a 70s vibe, which I like. It has an 80s. It balances. It balances. It balances. It has an 80s and a 70s vibe and that stuff. So what I tell about this fragrance, what I recommend this fragrance, what's the longevity of this, and what seasons for this. Okay, the longevity of this fragrance is really good on this. A lot of people said that it doesn't last long. It's been reformulated. Yes, it's been reformulated because the companies had to keep it relevant so they can sell it and stuff. And this stuff right here, I get like 23 hours out of this, 24 hours out of this, 23 hours, like a relationship with God. You spend time with God, you stay with God. But I get very great longevity with this. A lot of people, I don't know why, maybe it's because they're not spraying a lot, but I do get great longevity out of this. I get great longevity. And the projection is pretty good. I get 2 hours of projection. It's not a huge projector. I can see why people said it don't last because it doesn't project. Even if a fragrance doesn't project, that means it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last long. It will last long, but it's like a settle scent. Like you can get like 2 feet of projection from it, which is great because it's not a bad fragrance. When I first wore it, I got about 6 hours, but when I started wearing it, if you keep wearing it and stuff, it may get used to you. Then you can get great longevity because you have to wear a fragrance probably like after its second bottle or something. Then this will last you and stuff. And the season for this, you can wear this all year round. There's a lot of people saying it's winter fragrance. I read a few comments, but you can wear this all year round. You can wear your fragrance anytime. For me, I wear it anytime as long as you cut the sprays. It is strong. It has like a soapy, I forgot to tell you, it has like a soapy green soap, kind of like Irish Spring, but it's not as Irish Spring. That's probably why people said it smells similar to Alfred's song Home that came out in '89, because that had like a soapiness because in the 80s, a lot of fragrances was smelling like soap. And this one is one of them. It has that soapy vibe. I do get that soapy vibe. On my skin, it's kind of like faint, but it still smells great. So I'm still doing more testing on this. This is actually 2024 bottle. I think the older bottle I had was 2019. So I think probably people said reason why they said it is it's not as strong as the late 2000s, but it's an iconic fragrance, and I like the how they put the logo on it. And occasions for this, you can wear this anytime. You can wear this probably for bed. You can wear this for if you're going out, you're wearing a suit, you're going to an 80s party, if you're going to a Bible study, or you're hanging out with some friends, and if they're like into retro things and stuff, then this is a great fragrance. Or a Christian 80s party, then definitely this is definitely a great fragrance and stuff. And or if you're a minister that was born in the 50s or something and you missed this fragrance, then get this fragrance because it can bring some great memories. Like I said, great memories, even though there was hard ones at the time, but this brings like great memories. But this fragrance right here, would I recommend this fragrance? Absolutely, I recommend this fragrance because it's so beautiful. Like, this will be always in my collection. If they ever discontinue this, I probably get about 15 bottles of this because I like this. I wouldn't mind if this is like a signature fragrance. If I have a signature fragrance from the 80s, if I was born back in the 80s, this would be one of them. I'd probably be wearing this probably in 1985, and I'd probably playing ColecoVision or some Intellivision video game system, or in '87 I probably played the Sega system, and the Sega system, not the Sega Genesis with this, but like around that time, or the Atari 7800. It reminds me of those times when those consoles was coming out and that stuff, because people was bringing out great consoles and great games, and it was a simpler time. So yes, if you like fragrances that has that retro, you want to go bring back those times and retrovize your memories from back in the 80s, bring back the 80s, then this is one of them. And I get that sandalwood. This is like a great woody fragrance too. Like, it's kind of like on my skin, it turns like a woody fragrance. Like right after 3 hours its life, it turns like a woody fragrance, same as the Tuscan Olmo, which that is a different review coming, but it have that woodiness. I like woody fragrances. For some reason, I'm getting into the woody fragrances style. So I like woody fragrances. But this fragrance is just cool. And I want to tell you that there's nothing inside the cap, so, and that stuff. But if you get this, don't break this. This is awesome right here. This is awesome right here. Like, you have these two things, but don't take it off. But for some reason, I hope they keep this style of this fragrance, the style of the bottle. And another thing the two things that I don't like is this sprayer and this right here. Like, it looks like it can break off easily. And the sprayer, the problem is with it doesn't give you a lot. Even though it's strong, it doesn't give you a lot. And that's the maybe it's because it's strong, but this is how much juice I have, because I just recently got this juice. So it's a great fragrance. I recommend this, and you can get this for prices pretty cheap. You can get this for about, let me go on Fragrance Net. Sorry, my bad. Just wanted to tell you how much it is, but you can go on Josephine Shop and stuff, and on Fragrance Net you can get this pretty cheap if you have the coupon code. You can get this for about, they have the set for $20, but I'm not interested in the set, but just show the bottle if you want a bottle. Because these old fragrances are pretty cheap. Some of them are. You can get them reasonable price. This is cheaper than Polo Green, which Polo Green I think costs about like $50. It went down. It was at first $70, but it went down to $50. Oh, you can get this for $14.99. So you can get Alfred Suncombe and Halston for $14.99. You can get this for $14.99 if you want this fragrance. If you're on a budget, then get this right here, and I'll show you it. Yeah, with the coupon code, you can get it cheaper. So, and it's the same bottle, has the same bottle. Same bottle style, but I'll show it to you again so you can see it. But yeah, this stuff is awesome. This stuff is awesome. It's beautiful. So that's it, you all guys. Just God bless you. I'll be doing a review next week. Hopefully God's will will be done. We live to see it. But just want to tell you that Jesus loves you, and this channel is coming for more fragrances. We'll be coming with more reviews. And like I said, I'm praying to God that I can get into the Middle Eastern fragrances and that stuff, not just 80s fragrances. I just want to expand my channel and get souls saved. And just want to tell you that Jesus loves you and always there for you. And like I said, our ministry, forgive me, our ministry is Jesus Lord Ministries. You can contact us on our channels, both our channels, and that stuff. So if you need prayer, you're going through depression, you're going through anything you're going through, then contact us. We'll pray for you. Even on my channel, on God's channel, or both our channels, our platforms, we will pray for you. And just want to tell you, God bless you, and hugs and blessings, my friends.